This is Juan from Miami. It's actually sort of a similar vein, but thoughts on XLE. Been accumulating on red days for a few months, but noticing that on market updates is not performing on a relative basis.
Which one?
XLE. Continue to add on red or top the position out. Many thanks. And that, I think there's, to your point, there's some context here, right? We've had a massive move in quad 2 exposures or factors since really November. People have had incredible performance. They're tweeting it all the time. So there's some consolidation happening naturally, right?
It's like it's kind of that kind of a question is kind of like rookie, right?
Yep.
Oh, it's not getting me paid every day after it went up 38% in 3 months, right? If I go, this is why we do the weekend work, okay? So if I go, this is what you should do. You can do whatever you want to do. Remember the time that I got a lot of you to stop looking at your portfolio in terms of dollars gained or lost throughout the day and stop doing stupid shit like just buying like randomly sized positions with no paying attention to what incrementally should be your max position and how you add to it and subtract? Remember that? So now we outline our portfolio as a percentage of capital. So we're focused on executing in basis points of risk. Remember that? So we're just going to pay attention to that. So instead of looking at the daily return relative to what something else did, that is totally resulting rookie nowcasting, okay? So again, you're sitting there, okay, now instead what you should look at is what did the thing do on a reasonable full cycle investing duration. So what did it do on a 1 month basis? What did it do on a 3 month basis? What is it going to be doing eventually on a 6 month basis? Okay? Now that for energy, if you do that for energy on a 1 month basis, this is what I do every weekend, not because I'm just trying to give myself kicks and giggles. I mean, I got other things to do, obviously. But when I did it for energy this past week, like you could say, okay, well in the last month, it's plus 4.5%. In the last 3 months, it's plus 38%. In the last 6 months, I don't know what it is. So if it's down for a day and you're like saying, well, it's down against like even the NASDAQ. Like the NASDAQ, I think a lot of you are like, wow, I like the NASDAQ. It went up a lot yesterday. So the NASDAQ on a 1 month basis at the end of last week was Qs. Let's just use Qs, which isn't exactly the composite index, but you get the point. So that on a 1 month basis is plus 1.7%. And on a 3 month basis at the end of last week, it was plus 16.9%. Never in the Q will it say, hey Keith, I'm really disappointed in terms of how the NASDAQ is acting or feeling, relative to energy. Never, right? Because you already, I think the main problem is a lot of you missed this move, right? So you came into it too late and you're probably too big in it and you haven't had the patience or the sizing right. But on a full investing cycle basis, there should be no whining about energy. Absolutely not. Like if we come in every day and it's kind of the corollary would be you're coaching a hockey team. Your top scorer, which has been energy for the last 3 months, he's had a bad game. What do you do the first thing as a coach? Maybe he's had 2 bad games, 2 bad days in a row. Imagine that. Hasn't had a bad month, hasn't had a bad year, hasn't had a bad 3 months. But you come in and you're like, man, I'm feeling like you're losing it. Like, feeling like you suck. Like, you're going to be a terrible coach. There's no inspiration in that. That's awful, right? So is that maybe a fair way to think about it?
Yeah.
Maybe think about getting rid of the feelings of it all and just accepting that things that go up correct and then they don't go up as much because they've already gone up more.